The world is watching in disbelief as Belarus burns streets filled with fire, soldiers turning against their commanders, and the sound of rebellion echoing through Minsk. For decades, Alexander Lukashenko ruled with an iron fist, but now even his most loyal forces are walking away. Moscow watches in fury as Vladimir Putin's closest ally faces the unthinkable, a collapse from within. This isn't just another protest, this is a full-scale storm tearing through one of Eastern Europe's most loyal regimes. How did it start? Why is the army defecting? And how far will Moscow go to stop it? Stay with me, because what's happening in Belarus right now could change the entire balance of power across Europe forever. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Future Force Skies and Skills. Please subscribe and like my videos to stay updated with the latest military technology, global defense insights, and power comparisons from around the world. Today, we're diving into a machine that symbolizes power, rebellion, and control, a true reflection of a nation standing at the edge of transformation. The topic of today's review and analysis is Belarus in revolt. Army defection sparks nationwide uprising against Lukashenko losing control. But we'll explore it through the eyes of engineering, through the power, design, and performance of Belarus's newest armored combat vehicle, a representation of both mechanical precision and political chaos. When we talk about Belarus, we think of a country long known for its robust Soviet-era engineering heritage, its enduring relationship with Russia, and its reputation for producing machines that can withstand brutal conditions. Yet, just like its political atmosphere, the machinery coming out of Belarus is beginning to show signs of evolution, change, and even rebellion against tradition. This vehicle, which we'll metaphorically refer to as the Revolt, stands as a symbol of both industrial might and internal tension. It is designed not only to dominate the battlefield, but also to signal to the world that Belarus still holds control over its mechanical destiny, even if the political one seems to be slipping away. Starting from the exterior, the first thing you notice about this vehicle is its intimidating silhouette. The angular, armored lines give it a modern, aggressive stance that communicates one clear message: control through force. The thick composite armor plating, layered with reactive armor tiles, wraps around the vehicle like a steel exoskeleton designed for both intimidation and survival. Every panel seems to be placed with purpose, balancing aerodynamics and resilience. The camouflage pattern is digital and adaptive, a blend of deep olive, gray, and sand tones that allow the Revolt to disappear into multiple terrains, from forested borders to the desolate plains of Eastern Europe. Even in motion, it seems to carry the weight of a state that has built itself on defiance. Moving along the front, the reinforced grille resembles the face of a mechanical beast. The headlights are recessed and shielded by narrow slits of bulletproof glass, giving them a sinister, predatory look. The front bumper integrates both winch systems and sensor arrays, including terrain mapping radars and short-range defensive cameras. Belarusian engineers clearly paid attention to how modern warfare is fought, not just with firepower, but with data. The external storage mounts, smoke launchers, and thermal suppression systems are arranged in clean symmetry, reflecting the traditional Belarusian obsession with balance and control. Yet, when viewed up close, there's a certain raw energy about it, as if it's ready to break from order into chaos at any moment, a perfect reflection of the uprising tone suggested by our title. The tracks are wide and heavily reinforced, inspired by the T-series lineage of Soviet tanks, but re-engineered with lighter alloys and modern suspension systems. This combination allows the vehicle to glide more smoothly over uneven ground, cutting vibration by nearly 40%. Each wheel hub is equipped with a shock absorber that adapts automatically to terrain conditions, similar to Western technologies used in German Leopard tanks or American Abrams. This harmony of East and West design philosophies makes the Revolt a true hybrid, much like Belarus itself, caught between two worlds. Now, stepping inside, we find where Belarusian innovation meets the future. The interior, the cockpit of the Revolt, feels surprisingly modern, a leap ahead of what we might expect from post-Soviet military engineering. The first impression is the use of space, compact yet efficiently designed. The driver's seat sits low, surrounded by armored glass and camera feeds that provide a 360-degree awareness bubble. The displays are all digital, with a clean HUD interface that shows navigation, target tracking, and system health in real time. Belarus has partnered with small domestic tech startups to integrate modular electronics, which is rare in a defense industry dominated by state control. It's almost as if the engineers themselves are rebelling, infusing innovation into an environment long resistant to it. The command center layout features three main crew stations: driver, gunner, and commander. Each has its own digital workstation with touch and manual override controls. The gunner's station is perhaps the most impressive, equipped with an AI-assisted targeting module capable of identifying friend or foe using optical and infrared signatures. The targeting delay is under 0.2 seconds, meaning the system reacts faster than human reflexes. The communication suite is encrypted using multi-layer Belarus-Russian coding standards, but with optional NATO compatible software, a detail that reveals the uncertain alliances of modern Belarus. The interior lighting can shift between combat red, low visibility blue, or full brightness white, depending on mission type. The air filtration system, a nod to Belarus's experience with chemical protection technology, can completely recycle and purify cabin air within 90 seconds, protecting the crew from biological and chemical threats. Comfort-wise, the seating uses anti-shock gel materials and adjustable hydraulic mounts, reducing fatigue during long missions. Every control surface feels robust and mechanical, yet there's a certain refinement: smooth rotations, soft touch toggles, even a climate control system that would be at home in a civilian SUV. This fusion of toughness and comfort is unusual, suggesting Belarus is looking not just to build machines, but to inspire loyalty among those who operate them. The sound insulation is another standout feature. Despite the 200 horsepower engine rumbling behind armored panels, the noise level inside remains under 75 decibels, quiet enough to communicate normally without headsets. It's a place where steel and strategy coexist, where every switch feels like a symbol of the larger fight between order and uprising. When we talk about performance, the Revolt doesn't disappoint. Under the hood, it's powered by a next-generation turbocharged diesel engine co-developed with Russian and Chinese components, producing a raw output of 200 horsepower at 800 RPM. This gives the 60-ton vehicle a top speed of 70 kilometers per hour on-road and about 50 off-road. But speed isn't its only strength. The torque curve has been tuned to deliver massive low-end power, enabling it to climb steep inclines up to 40 degrees and cross water bodies up to 5 meters deep without external assistance. The automatic 6-speed transmission adapts intelligently to driving style, offering both manual override and power boost options when extra acceleration is needed. Fuel efficiency is surprisingly solid for a vehicle of this class, averaging 3 kilometers per liter in combat configuration, a small but significant step up from older Belarusian and Soviet designs. The engine bay is cooled using a dual thermal circulation system, capable of withstanding ambient temperatures from -40 degrees C to +50 degrees C, proving its readiness for both Arctic winters and desert operations. The vehicle's electronics are shielded from EMP electromagnetic pulse attacks, ensuring continuity of control even under nuclear or electronic warfare conditions. In simulated battlefield tests, the Revolt completed a 500-kilometer endurance run without mechanical failure, a statement of engineering reliability that Belarus desperately wants the world to notice. Handling is tight for a vehicle of its size. The new hydraulic steering assist reduces response lag by 20%, allowing precise maneuvering even in urban combat zones. The braking system uses regenerative magnetic disks, converting kinetic energy into auxiliary battery power, a first for Belarusian military engineering. The result is a smoother stop and reduced mechanical wear. During field trials, operators reported that the Revolt felt more responsive than even some Western equivalents. Its agility is its message. Belarus might be politically uncertain, but mechanically, it's finding balance between old discipline and new ambition. When it comes to safety features, Belarus has gone all in. The crew compartment is surrounded by a reinforced survival cell, built from layered composite armor that can withstand direct hits from 120 mm APS rounds. There's also an internal explosion suppression system that activates within milliseconds in case of fuel or ammo ignition. The fire suppression mix is non-toxic, ensuring crew survival even in tight conditions. The automatic hatch locking mechanism can seal the vehicle completely in 5 seconds during chemical alerts. For mine resistance, the underbelly features a V-shaped hull reinforced with shock, absorbing plates capable of dispersing blast energy away from the cabin. In independent testing, it withstood the equivalent of an 8-kilogram TNT detonation without breaching the interior. The communication and navigation systems double as safety measures too. The onboard AI constantly monitors battlefield data, suggesting the safest routes based on terrain and enemy movement patterns. The infrared night vision mode provides clear imagery up to 2 kilometers, allowing for HICE, safety night operations. The radar proximity sensors warn drivers of approaching anti-tank guided missiles, triggering smoke grenades automatically to obscure the vehicle's heat signature. This autonomous defense layer has proven effective in reducing hit probability by up to 60%. Even the seating is part of the safety design, floating mounts that detach slightly during explosions to absorb vertical shock waves. Now, talking about unique selling points, this vehicle offers something very few others in its category can claim: independence in design. Despite relying on some Russian and Chinese components, over 70% of its architecture is domestically produced, signaling Belarus's attempt to assert its sovereignty through engineering. Another key point is adaptability. The chassis can be converted into multiple variants: command vehicle, medical evacuation unit, or artillery carrier without significant structural changes. This modularity is rare and adds huge operational flexibility. Then, there's the AI integration. While most post-Soviet vehicles rely heavily on manual control, the Revolt represents a shift toward autonomy. It can self-diagnose mechanical faults, predict maintenance schedules, and even assist in target prioritization. This digital backbone is a leap forward that brings Belarusian defense technology closer to Western standards. Furthermore, the hybrid battery backup system allows silent movement for short distances, a stealth feature that provides a tactical advantage in ambush operations. These unique innovations, wrapped in an exterior that radiates menace, make the Revolt a technological declaration of intent. Belarus telling the world it's ready to modernize and stand tall. Speaking about the price, the Revolt positions itself as a cost-effective powerhouse. While Western equivalents like the German Leopard 2A7 or the U.S. Abrams SEP-3 cost upwards of $10 million per unit, Belarusian sources estimate the Revolt to be priced around $4.5 to $5 million, depending on configuration. This competitive pricing makes it attractive to countries seeking modern capabilities without Western price tags. It's part of Belarus's broader strategy to open export markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The government has been pushing defense exports as a lifeline for its struggling economy, and this vehicle could be a central pillar of that effort. However, with political instability growing and reports of military defections spreading, the production future of the Revolt is uncertain. Factories once loyal to Minsk are reportedly facing slowdowns, and if the uprising intensifies, this machine might become both a symbol of Belarus's engineering pride and its political downfall. In conclusion, the Revolt isn't just a machine, it's a metaphor. Its steel frame represents the hard shell of control that President Lukashenko has built over the decades. Its advanced systems reflect the intelligence and discipline of Belarus's industrial base. Yet beneath that armor lies a growing tension, the same kind that runs through the streets of Minsk, where soldiers and citizens alike question the future. The Revolt embodies both power and fragility engineered to dominate, yet existing in a nation now on the brink of change. Belarus is standing at a crossroads. On one side is loyalty to old systems, old alliances, and old methods of control. On the other side is innovation, rebellion, and a thirst for freedom. Just like this machine, the country's destiny depends on how well it balances strength and evolution. The Revolt shows that Belarus can build machines worthy of global attention, but whether it can build a stable future remains to be seen. So as we close today's review, remember, sometimes a vehicle isn't just metal and machinery, it's a story, a reflection of a nation's spirit, its struggle, and its survival. And in that sense, the Revolt tells the story of Belarus itself, armored, powerful, uncertain, and ready for whatever comes next. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Future Force Skies and Skills for more incredible reviews, deep analysis, and world defense updates. Stay tuned, stay informed, and see you in the next video.